In this video, I'm going to break down the charts and data settings, miscellaneous settings, and the privacy settings here on the ProjectX platform on Top 1 Futures. Let's jump straight into the charts. So here we are, guys. Again, this is ProjectX from Top 1 Futures. This is not Topstep X. This is the ProjectX platform. You guys want to check this out? I'll throw the link up right now. Use code RDF for Real Deal Futures for the best deals always. So if we click on the settings tab from over here on the left-hand side, we have some additional settings within this dashboard, which can be interesting to utilize, to know about, to set up. There's one that's really important that I'm going to jump to right off the bat, and that's going to be the data update speed. So previous videos, I went over copy trading. I went over risk settings. You can go back and check these out within these series. Hit subscribe. I'm going to be releasing a ton of stuff. You could ask questions down below. But let's go ahead and look at data speed. So what this is going to do is going to give you essentially the refresh, right? This comes set standard, I believe, to medium. But if you have a fast internet connection, fast, setup, right? Computer, laptop, whatever you're using, setting this to fast, which I do, can really improve the way that is going to function on your chart, the execution, the printing of candles, right? So we're talking about really small time frames here when you actually look at what this is. But if you look over here on the right-hand side, it will also show you trading API connection status and your charts and data API connection status. And it will show you right here the speed that it's refreshing, right? Refresh rate is set to fast and gives you where you can adjust it, which we are in right here. If you are dealing with, maybe a slower computer or system that you're working on, slower internet data speed, running that as medium or slow might actually help you if you're experiencing lag, right? If it's on your end, running this on fast and just having the thing crank it out is only going to exacerbate the problem. So if you're on a fast, system and speed with your internet, run it on fast. I find, really, really smooth settings with that. Along with this, you can show confirmations for a couple different things. You can show confirmations for order settings, and you can show confirmations for account switching. So if you want to have to, confirm or show additional confirmations, that can help you here. For me, I do leave these off. I just want to be able to click the button and get into and get out of positions and switch between accounts. Along with this, just going line by line here, hiding chart plots, essentially that's going to hide everything, right? That's not going to show you order lines, position lines. If you trade with Tradeify, the standard settings on Tradeify are to not show some of that stuff. Again, that's showing use at your own risk because it can be difficult to see what's going on if you don't have this on, right? But if you like a really raw chart and when you have positions on, you don't want to have any of that stuff showing, you have the flexibility to do that. Economic events are showing on the chart right now. They show as a small line on the bottom of the chart. You can take that off if you want. If you don't want to know about news events or have anything sitting in your chart. Not really intrusive, just shows a small deal. Chart plot alignment, where the items are going to plot on the chart. All this stuff is typically standard. This is a really interesting one and useful one. This is going to display your trades in dollars, ticks, percent, or points. So this can be really helpful. If you don't want to see, for example, we're going to get into privacy in a second. If you don't want to see, for example, your running P&L, you could do that by displaying this in ticks, right? And as you're in a position and where your stop loss and take profit is, it's going to show in ticks rather than a dollar amount. That can be helpful for psychology. Maybe you want to see it in points, in a percent. The standard is dollar. Along with that, showing executions on the chart allows you to see executions. That can be helpful to have on. Maybe you come back after the fact, you want to see your executions. Similar to trading view, if you're trading from a trading view chart, you'll know what that looks like. But toggling that on and off will show you executions. I think it makes a mess while you're trading, but maybe you want to look at it after the fact. So jumping right over to the next one, that's going to be charts and data. Privacy. And this kind of feeds into this display by ticks. There's a couple reasons you could want to do this, obviously. If you do trade live like me, maybe you don't want to display, all of your information like, your account number, different things like balance and max loss limit. So you can decide to hide things like this, conceal them essentially. And that's what it's going to show as. You can have just maybe, for example, your running P&L and your up P&L displaying. Maybe you just want to hide your account number, right? Maybe you don't stream, and like we were talking about, you're dealing with psychological issues or mindset issues, and you want to not have any of this flashing in your face. You go ahead and lock all this up, and you can change this to ticks. One thing I'd say is make sure you're doing your math correctly, because you won't be able to see your running P&L, your open P&L. But that would be adjusting the privacy settings. Pretty self-explanatory there. Going to do hotkeys in a separate video. It's going to be the next one, actually, if you're watching this in a series. But you have some additional stuff here on the miscellaneous tab. Alerts, whether or not you want to hear visual and audio alerts, your font sizes, pretty standard stuff. And then just your background colors, showing your positive and negative background colors. Maybe you don't want them to display as red or green, right? You can show this as, a different color, black or white, or, whatever it is. And then if you want to see your max loss limit as a distance to max loss limit, you can change this. So you'll kind of see what this looks like if I click it. So we have a max loss limit on this 100K account of 96,500. If you want to just have a running total to show you as you move into profit and away from that max loss limit, what your distance to max loss limit is. That's what this adjusts right here. So now this shows my distance to my max loss limit is $3,702. Maybe that's helpful for you. Just a preference thing, as all of this stuff is. So guys, if you want to learn more, continue watching the series, hit subscribe. If you have any questions on any of this stuff, hit it down below in the comments. Subscribe to the channel where I'm trading live almost every day, free here on YouTube, straight from this platform. Be happy to see you guys there with me. Remember, guys, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. I'm just an idiot here on YouTube. Trading's risky. Most traders do lose money. Make sure you do your own research, make your own trading decisions. Along with that, read CFTC Rule 4.41 on simulated trading, which is what this is, even in funded prop firm accounts, and the affiliate and partnership disclaimer that says I stand to make money from links in my content. Talk to you guys soon. See you trading live.